Steve Jobs convinced people to believe the impossible. His colleagues called it the reality distortion field, a strange power that made engineers work miracles, investors take risks, and customers buy products that didn't even exist yet. How did one man bend reality itself? Learn English with facts and fun. Listening, shadowing, main points on screen, and review at the end. Steve Jobs was born in 1955 in California. His biological parents gave him up for adoption, and a working-class couple raised him in the suburbs of Silicon Valley. As a child, Jobs was curious but difficult. He questioned everything and refused to follow rules he didn't believe in. Teachers struggled with him, but a few saw something special in his mind. In high school, Jobs met Steve Wozniak, a brilliant engineer who loved building computers. The two became friends even though they were very different. Wozniak was quiet and technical, while Jobs was intense and persuasive. This friendship would change the world of technology forever. After dropping out of college, Jobs returned to California and started working at Atari, a video game company. He saved money and then traveled to India, searching for spiritual meaning. When he came back, he looked different. He wore simple clothes, ate unusual food, and believed in the power of focus and intuition. In 1976, Jobs and Wozniak founded Apple Computer in Jobs' parents' garage. Wozniak built the machines, and Jobs sold them. But something strange happened during those early days. When Jobs talked about their computers, people believed him completely. He didn't just describe products, he painted visions of the future. Investors gave them money. Customers waited in lines. Employees worked day and night. But where did this mysterious power come from? The term reality distortion field came from a Star Trek episode. In the show, aliens created illusions that seemed completely real. Jobs' colleagues at Apple started using this phrase to describe his effect on people. When Jobs wanted something, he made others believe it was possible, even when it clearly wasn't. Engineers experienced this power most directly. Jobs would walk into a meeting and demand the impossible. He would say a project needed to be finished in half the time. He would insist that a device should be thinner, faster, and cheaper. Engineers would explain why it couldn't be done. They would show him technical limitations and physical laws. Jobs would look at them and simply say, "Don't be afraid. You can do it." And somehow, they often did. One famous example happened during the development of the original Macintosh computer. The team was working hard, but Jobs wanted the machine to start up faster. An engineer explained that the boot time was already optimized. Jobs looked at him and said, "If it could save a person's life, would you find a way to shave 10 seconds off the boot time?" The engineer said yes. Then Jobs did the math. He calculated how many people would use the Macintosh and how much time would be wasted with each boot. He showed that saving 10 seconds would save lifetimes of human time. The engineer went back to work and found a way to make it faster. This wasn't just motivation, it was something deeper. Psychologists who studied Jobs' methods found several techniques he used. First, he had absolute confidence. He never showed doubt, even when he felt it inside. This confidence was contagious. People around him started to feel it too. Second, Jobs created a binary world. Things were either amazing or terrible. There was no middle ground. If you did good work, he called it genius. If you did average work, he called it garbage. This extreme feedback pushed people to reach for the amazing category. Third, Jobs ignored conventional limits. When someone said something was impossible, he acted as if he didn't hear them. He simply moved forward, as if the problem didn't exist. This forced his team to find creative solutions instead of accepting defeat. Fourth, Jobs used intense eye contact and focused attention. When he talked to you, you felt like you were the only person in the world. This made his words feel more powerful and important. But the reality distortion field had a dark side. Many employees burned out under Jobs' pressure. He could be cruel and dismissive. He fired people in elevators. He told designers their work was worthless and made them start over. Some colleagues said working with Jobs was like being in a cult. You believed completely while you were inside, but when you left, you wondered what had happened to you. Jobs also distorted reality for customers. He announced products before they were ready. He made promises that his team had to scramble to keep. During the launch of the first iPhone in 2007, the device barely worked. Jobs had practiced his presentation so carefully that he knew exactly which features to demonstrate and in which order, because using the phone differently would cause it to crash. Yet the audience believed they were seeing a perfect product. The reality distortion field worked on millions of people at once. So why did people accept this treatment? Because Jobs delivered results. The Macintosh changed personal computing. The iPod transformed the music industry. The iPhone created the smartphone revolution. Jobs' vision became real again and again. His employees knew they were building something important. They were willing to sacrifice because they believed in the mission. Andy Hertzfeld, an early Apple engineer, explained it this way. The reality distortion field was a confounding mix of charisma, hyperbole, marketing, and persistence. It was both inspiring and dangerous. Even Jobs' rivals respected his power. Bill Gates once said that Jobs had a magical ability to make people believe and achieve extraordinary things. This wasn't just about business skills or technical knowledge. It was about changing how people saw what was possible. Jobs used the reality distortion field until the end of his life. When he was diagnosed with cancer in 2003, some people believe he used it on himself. He initially refused conventional treatment and tried alternative medicine. He seemed to believe he could overcome the disease through willpower and unconventional methods. By the time he accepted surgery, the cancer had spread. Jobs died in 2011 at the age of 56. His last words were reportedly, "Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow." Even facing death, he seemed amazed by reality itself. Steve Jobs showed us that belief can be as powerful as technology. He proved that if you can make people see a different future, they will work to create it. His story reminds us that reality is not fixed. It's something we build together through vision and determination. Let's quickly look at the golden rules. Give up for adoption, to let another family legally raise your child. They were too young to have a baby, so they gave it up for adoption. Follow rules, to do what you are told you must do. In the library, you must follow the rules and be quiet. Drop out of, to stop going to school or college before you finish. He decided to drop out of university to start his own business. Spiritual meaning, a deep, personal feeling about the purpose of life. For many people, nature has a deep spiritual meaning. Found to start a new company or organization. They founded a charity to help animals in their city. Paint a vision, to describe a future idea in an exciting way. A good leader can paint a vision of a better future. Colleague, a person that you work with at your job. My colleagues are very friendly and helpful. Demand, to ask for something in a very strong way. The angry customer will demand to speak with the manager. Insist, to say very strongly that something must happen. She will insist on checking all the details herself. Start up, to turn on a machine and make it ready to use. My computer takes a long time to start up. Shave something off, shave something off. something to reduce a small amount from something, like time or money. We can shave 5 minutes off our travel time by taking this shortcut. Contagious, when a feeling spreads easily from person to person. Her happy mood was contagious, and soon we were all laughing. Middle ground, an opinion that is between two different points of view. They had very different ideas, but they tried to find some middle ground. Start over, to begin doing something again from the beginning. My drawing was terrible, so I decided to start over. Deliver results to achieve the good things you were expected to. Our new manager is great because she always delivers results. Rival, a person or company that competes with you. The two coffee shops on the same street are rivals. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to our channel so you won't miss the next episode. We explore fascinating real stories, surprising facts, real crime cases, and remarkable moments from history, science, and human life, all while helping you improve and master your English. Every story is chosen to keep you engaged and learning naturally. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.